And then we've got Select. Now this is where the growth in the company is. It's all about the Select service component. Okay, very fun brands to work for, high energy, and very distinctive. So you might have worked or seen or visited the Aloft Perth out in Burswood. That's a distinct Select brand. We've also got a Moxie coming in the next couple of years too, into the market. So this is our footprint in Asia Pacific, excluding China. China's another area, it's a massive area. So we've divided the two areas up. So this is the area that we look after in terms of Asia Pacific, New Zealand, Australia, the Pacific Islands. And there's around 413 hotels operating in this area. And in the next 5 years, we want to open 380 hotels. Okay, so this is in the next 5 years. Like I said, COVID sort of put a little bit of a dent in that goal, but we still have a goal of achieving 380 hotels. I won't go through every country, but for example, in Australia, we've got 37 hotels. So you probably remembered back in 2016-17, we acquired Starwood. So Marriott had a very small footprint. They had about 60 hotels in 6 hotels in Australia prior to 2016, and then we acquired Starwood and became the largest hotel hospitality group in the world. So now we're sitting at 37. We've got another 4 hotels opening this year over in the eastern states, and another 18 in the next 3 to 5 years coming. So big growth market there as well. So what that means for you guys is there's lots of opportunities, a wealth of opportunities for yourselves. Okay. So our W hotel brands are the Ritz Carlton. Has anybody visited the Ritz Carlton? Fantastic. Lovely hotel down on the waterfront. It's got 205 guest rooms. It's got a really nice restaurant. We've got a chef from the Ritz Carlton as well. I'm going to show off his signature high tea over in the Songbird and the Perth Lounge. We've also got the Western Perth, so that's just up the road here. That has 368 rooms, so it's a very big hotel. It's a box hotel. Big event spaces. We do a lot of big corporate events. The Aloft Perth, like I mentioned, was out of Burswood, so it's 224 rooms, and that's a really trendy, funky hotel. It's all around music. So, for example, the check-in experience is around like a DJ booth. It's quite a funky hotel. And then we've got the 4 Points by Sheraton. So that's a classic Select Serve brand, and that's just down near the RSC Arena as well. So that's got 278 rooms. So that's what we currently got. We've got 4 hotels currently. Our pipeline in the next couple of years. Okay, we announced early last year a Moxie. So Moxie's a really hip, funky hotel. Lots of colour, lots of music. 150 rooms, just down the road from us here. So on Hay Street, just further down into East Perth as well. And then the big one down in Margaret River. So we announced that just in, I think, Q3 last year. Everybody was anticipating a new brand hotel down that region, and so we're going to be opening the Western Margaret River as well. So they're starting to develop that now, that site. That's late 2023, and that's going to be 120 guest rooms, but massive weddings and function spaces. I've got a couple of facts from our development team. So we're going to open around 6 hotels this year. We did a couple of refurbishments as well. In 2020, we're going to open 5. So you think, COVID's hit, hotels are going to slow down. We're actually in the opposite. We're actually starting to ramp up now, because once borders open, everything sort of comes back to normal. It's going to come back quickly. And then we're opening 7 hotels in 2023, okay, including a Moxie. And we've got like the 2 up here, that's WA, and then we've actually got another 3 we're going to be announcing very soon into the WA and Perth market as well, so, which is really exciting. So we're finalising another 6 deals, and we're going to hit the specific 60 in the next couple of years. So big footprint. I think why we're so successful, and I think we've endured a world war as a company, you know, some pandemics, the crisis, the financial crisis, and this pandemic is purely and simple. We've got a very strong culture that becomes the backbone of our company. So our culture is founded through Mr. Marriott, who's this gentleman here. His father actually founded the company 90 years ago. And their philosophy was take care of the associates take care of the guests, and the guests keep coming back. So we really look after our associates, and I'll go through a couple of the culture pillars that we've got in the hotels. So, like I said, we were founded 90 years ago. Very humble beginnings. Mr. Marriott and his wife were travelling from Washington DC, and they decided they would open up a root beer stand. So, does anybody know what root beer is? It's like sarsaparilla, sort of similar to ginger beer. Over in America, it's very popular. So he opened up a root beer stand. He started selling some food items. There was only 9 seats in that shop. So it was tiny. Him and his associate opened up. And a couple of years later, they really enjoyed doing what they did, and they went, right, we're going to open up a hotel. So they opened up their first hotel just outside of Washington. And 90 years on now, we've got over 7,600 hotels. So we've grown very quickly. And that's purely, I strongly believe it's to do with our culture in the hotel. So our values as a hotel company, very importantly, as our number one is we put people first. We put people first in terms of their careers, in terms of their well-being. We offer lots of training, lots of development, lots of opportunities. We're a company that pursues excellence. So we don't settle for second best. We want to be the best hotel group in the globe and the biggest. And we want to make sure that we're achieving our goals. So we're always trying to be the number one. To do that, we have to embrace change. So I think we all agree the last 2 years, big change, and we've had to change the way we've done business and how we operate our hotels. We do everything with integrity. So we do everything above the law. We don't break the law of those countries, and we do everything we do is with integrity. And then lastly, we serve our world. So we're very important about being humble. We have to give back to the communities, and we've got to serve our world, for sustainability. Our purpose as a company is to open doors to opportunities. Now that's to our guests, opportunities, 30 different brands across luxury, select serve, distinct, but also for our associates and our future associates. Like I said, you can come and work at any of the brands. So you might go, Ritz Carlton are not really for me, but the Loft is for me, or vice versa. So you've got opportunities to grow your career as well. Just got a very short video to play you, and then I'll talk about the culture of the hotels through the pillars, and then I'll show you the opportunities that we've got currently. Probably saw a key word in there, or a couple of words, here to stay. This is, I think, more pressing now is, as a company, we're here to stay. And the reason behind this is our associates. They've helped us weather the storm. We're taking care of them, and we're going to be here for a a long period of time. Cool. So there are three sort of pillars that we look at when we're recruiting and in terms of our culture. So I'll give you insight to that. Opportunity, so we forward everybody an opportunity. Now that opportunity doesn't necessarily need to be, you know, if you're studying something else in the industry and you're working in the hotel whilst you're getting another job or lining something up, we can help with that. We can give you some skills that can equip you for other industries and other areas around the globe, you know, in terms of around the globe. Community, like I said before, we're very much around having a presence in the community, giving back to the community. So here in WA, we partnered with Canteen WA, and we do a lot of work with them. So through quiz nights, through run to gives, we give back to these individuals. And purpose, we want to be bigger than, you know, just the Marriott Group. We need to have a presence as well. So our opportunities, we've got a wealth of development opportunities. We've got an academy, so you can study whilst working with us and explore different opportunities. So you might be working in the kitchens or an F&B, but you really have a passion for sales and marketing, so we can help you and develop you through that as well. We've been recognised year in year for our development and our training, and we've got great perks working for hospitality. When we can travel again, you can travel and stay at some hotel in our hotels for very, very cheap prices as well. So very good discounts there. We'll also reimburse your tuition as well if you're studying something that's related to that hotel or that industry. And we do have health care and sort of things like that, depending on the levels you come into the hotel. Yeah. Just a bit about purpose. So around the globe, we volunteer. So we've got about 4.2 million volunteer hours clocked up. We give back to the communities in kind donations, volunteer hours. This year we're going around training everybody in hospitality, not just in Marriott, but everybody in hospitality around human trafficking. It's not necessarily as big of an issue in Australia, but around the rest of the globe, that is a massive crisis facing the world. So we've actually developed a new training and collateral that goes out to all the industry, hospitality industry, hotel industry. And then you're taking care, obviously, touching on what we're doing currently. We offer a lot of training in sort of cleaning and safety precautions as well. During the crisis, we offered our rooms to the health first aid responders and health professionals. We give back to the community through hampers and food donations. We've even donated our Bonvoy points, which is our guest reward points as well. So we do a lot in that space. Now, the business ends, the opportunities that we have at the hotels. We've got three types of programs for your inspiration or to follow your dreams. We've got a hotel internship program, which is usually where we partner with the likes of APSI and you can come on and have an internship. We also do a Voyager program, so if you're studying and you want to get into sort of junior management in hotels, it's a fast track 18-month program to get into the hotel. Or the direct placement opportunities, so that's you apply directly and you get a job. So like I said, your internship, Marriott internships are around 8 to 12 weeks, and they span across a number of areas, but that's normally done within your school or your TAFE or APSI. Voyager, like I said, it's an 18-month program. That's a junior management program that gets you fast-tracked, and you go through a number of disciplines as well. So you might start in rooms, then the F&B side, sales and marketing, finance. And then the direct placement opportunities, I would encourage you to visit our website. So, you can scan the QR code down there or just type in careers at Marriott and it will take you through to the website. That's where all our vacancies are advertised. Okay? So you can jump on there. If you have a chat to the team after this, it will talk about our vacancies that we're currently looking for. But if you're looking for future vacancies, I would encourage you to just jump onto the e-newsletter and register your details there, and you constantly will stay abreast of what we're doing in the market. If you're thinking about, we're opening about 3 new hotels in the next few years, we're going to need a lot of staff, a lot of associates to join the family. So jump on there, register your details, and you can stay abreast of what our vacancies are for future. And if you want to connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those social medias, we've got handles for all of those. Does anybody have any questions? Are we allowed to do questions? Yeah.
Someone ask you when we're walking around together.
Yeah, sure.
If
you want to see me, or if you want to see members of the team afterwards,
Yeah.
more than happy. We're
Yeah.
happy to answer your questions. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Great, thanks, John. That was really informative, wasn't it? So some opportunities there for those of you in hospitality, or if you want to change your industry. Not trying to sway you, being an industry hospitality person myself in the past. Okay, so our next speaker is Helen Field, Support and Department Manager from Regents Garden Group.
Okay, no worries.
You don't have to. I was just hiding behind them.
Good afternoon, guys. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Good. Thank you to APSI today for giving us the opportunity to be here. Our stand is just over here, guys, just behind you to the right. My name is Helen Field, as already mentioned. And I guess really, I just want to talk a little bit about our group, because I've been working with the group for about 16 years now. And I think that as a group, our longevity and also the culture within our organisation is really, really profound and quite steady. To start, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, so happy birthday, Regents Garden. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that I've been here for over half of that 30-year journey. Probably one thing, if I could say, is we are an aged care organisation. We have 5 facilities across the Perth metropolitan area. So we extend from Joondalup in the north right down to Auburn Grove in the south. 3 facilities in between, one very beautiful one which we just opened in 2018 in Scarborough, and one in Boyle and one in Bateman. We have about 630 staff and about just over 500 residents that reside at our 5 facilities. Starting out in 1991, Salem Lee, our CEO, a very passionate man from Malaysia, and he's also an architect. So if any of you have ever seen any of our 5 facilities, you'll notice that there's very much a beautiful Balinese feel about it, each of them. He's a very, very passionate man, and I would say probably one thing about him as a CEO that really, really impresses me, and I think impresses our team amazingly, is how in touch with us all he actually is. I started out as a registered nurse in the organisation, working on night shift for about 4 years. And Salem and his wife, Costco, would come in when I was on night shift and have a chat. Salem is seen around all of our facilities. He knows a lot of people by name, and he actually talks to our staff, anybody, from the maintenance department, volunteers, right up to the facility managers. So I think that's one thing that really attracts me to our group and retains me there, is because I believe in what he believes in, and I do believe that he is a really amazing people person. And the culture that he wants to emanate throughout our organisation is very well, I guess, supported by him and the board of directors. Okay, so let's talk about the group itself. If I could again just point to my team over here. Debbie has been with us starting out as a carer 13 years ago. She's now the outreach manager supporting the general manager's head office. So the opportunities, I must say, at our group have been amazing. Beside her is Jenny, our people and culture manager, who again, sole purpose across our group is to ensure that our culture and our people are happy and work and live in a safe culture. Julia, just to her right, is as long with the organisation as I am. Julian started out as our chef manager at our Burragoon facility nearly 16 years ago now. And I'm very proud to say that Julian is now our executive chef who oversees the chef managers and the catering teams at all 5 facilities. Last but not least, we have Alina at the end there. Alina came to us from China, and Alina was a nurse in China. Started out at one of our facilities when she was doing her bridging course as a carer. And Alina is now a facility manager at our Scarborough facility. So I guess what I'm saying here is that I think our team certainly believe in each other. We believe in our staff. We encourage people to come to our organisation, and we want to give them a chance. We want growth, and I guess that's probably one of the things that I see that symbolises Regents Group really well, is growth. Even myself, I've been through quite a number of roles with the group, and I guess I'm really grateful that I've been given those opportunities. So even if you are looking for a role in the catering environment, perhaps in the laundry or housekeeping environment, or in the care environment, nursing, allied health, maintenance, whatever you may wish for, we're certainly open to meet you. We're very happy to take people on board and obviously meet people that have, I guess, the same mission and values that we do. Our mission in Regent's Garden is purely to define quality of life through everything that we do. We don't just care for residents, guys, we also care for each other. We have a customer service, a 3-hour mandatory training program that people undertake when they start with us. And that customer service program is not just about residents and visitors and representatives. It's also about our team, the internal customers within our organisation, and how we can foster a really good positive culture for our team members. We also like to have a bit of crack at work, and I will say, guys, that that's probably one thing that I really do enjoy. I do enjoy going to work. I go out to the facilities an awful lot. I know quite a lot of people by name. And really at the end of the day, I think it's that fun element, but also that job satisfaction of actually achieving your goals and doing what you want to do, but contributing not only, I guess, to the lives of our residents and their quality of life, but also to each other, that we're a really good, supportive team. We offer lots of training opportunities, and as I mentioned already, some working opportunities within the group as well. We're very diverse. We've got a lot of cultures, myself included. I'm certainly not from Australia, however I have lived here for over 25 years. So again, most of my working life has been spent at Regents Group. We're small. We're not massive. We're not on that massive scale where we've got, oodles of numbers of facilities. Okay? We've only got 5. And Salem really wants to foster that family feel. So he involves his family members also within the group. So we get to know them. And again, I think he looks on us as his family. So please guys, I won't go on much further. If I could just ask you to pay a little visit to our stand here at Regents Group. We're more than happy to talk to you, and we really, really would welcome people to come forward, perhaps maybe have a think about us. If you can't visit our stand today, please go to the website. So simply www.regentsgarden.com.au. We also have a Facebook page, and there you'll see many wonderful photographs and items, I guess, and things that go on at our facility. Thanks for listening today, guys, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, that was great. Thank you, Helen. That was another interesting conversation with lots of different areas that you can go into within the aged care facilities. Thank you very much for that. Our next guest speaker today is Stephanie Anderson, HR Manager, the State Buildings and Como, the Treasury. Stephanie?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me okay? Yes. Wonderful.
lovely to see so many of you here, and thank you again to APSI for inviting us to join you this afternoon. So my name is Stephanie Anderson. I'm the People and Culture Manager of Cowan, the Treasury and the State Buildings. Almost arrived a little bit late. For those of you who are not aware of who we are and what we are located in the centre of Perth on the corner of St George's Terrace and Barrack Street. We are a beautiful heritage listed building, and we have many different hospitality venues that sit beneath our buildings. We have Como the Treasury Hotel, which is a 48-room luxury hotel, and that is part of Como Hotels and Resorts Worldwide, and we are an international chain of luxury accommodation, and we have 15 properties around the world, and Como the Treasury is the only property that we have here in Australia. Como the Treasury also houses a number of food and beverage experiences. So we have Wildflower, which is our rooftop dining experience. Wildflower, the cuisine and the offering there is centred around the Indigenous, the 6 seasons of the Indigenous calendar. So we change our menus on 6 times per year. We then have Post, which is our main dining room, located on the ground floor, which is in a traditional Italian osteria. And then we have most recently launched the Cape Powder Rooms, which is a designated afternoon tea venue. We also have a number of other food and beverage venues within the buildings. Some of them I'm hoping you're familiar with. Longchim, which is our Thai-inspired street food restaurant down in the basement. We also have Petition Kitchen, which is an all-day dining modern Australian restaurant. And then a couple of bars that you might be familiar with. So Petition Beer is our, the volume just go up. Petition Beer Corner is our modern version of a traditional corner pub, and Petition Wine Bar is a wine bar stroke restaurant. So currently we do collaborate with APSI in offering a number of work placement opportunities, predominantly for our the commercial cookery students. And the benefit of being able to work with the state buildings is getting the opportunity to obviously work in several of those different venues, experiencing the different cuisines that we have, and collaborating with the state buildings family to experience a diverse sort of culture and cuisine offering. So we do have lots of information to share with you today. If you would like to come and see us, my colleagues Federica and Luna are also available to speak with you. And later on we will be also sharing with you a mocktail demonstration of a beautiful Mandarin cocktail. So we hope that you will be here to sample that a little bit later. If you have any questions, please come and see myself or the team later on this afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks. We're busy today, aren't we? We've got lots of people knocking at the front door. Come on in. Thank you, Stephanie. Mandarin mocktail. Yum. And go home and make that for your family. How impressed would they be? Say that you came to APSI and learnt it through these wonderful people we have today. Excellent. Okay, so our next guest speaker is Sam from a cluster food and beverage manager from TFE. Sam?
Hi everyone. Do I need a microphone? Nah, we're good. Okay. Welcome. Good to see some familiar faces as well here. First I've got to ask, has everybody seen Love Actually? Yes. Yes? Okay, so you'll get where I'm going with this. So Sam Ash is my name. I'm representing TFE Hotels here today. You're probably wondering what is TFE. I'll talk about some of the brands in a minute about that we have within TFE, because you've probably heard of Rendezvous Hotels, you've heard of Travelodge, you've heard of Adina's, Medina, which is our first foray into property in Australia as well. We've got some new brands which I'll talk about just in a minute as well. So firstly, big enough, small enough. So we are actually the largest Australian-based international hotel company. It's actually based out of Sydney. We have 80 properties throughout the world now. 30 of those are in Australia itself. We've been growing even through COVID, so we've actually opened another 4 properties throughout COVID. One of those being a brand new Vibe Hotel in Subiaco, which has got a fantastic rooftop restaurant and bar. So if you haven't been there, to Storehouse, make sure you go to Subiaco and have a look. It's the tallest building in Subiaco. It's a fantastic little addition to there as well. So we talk about being big enough, small enough, because we still have the original family, the Vidal family, who started with the first Medina Hotel in Glebe in Sydney in 1963. So we're coming up to our anniversary, which is fantastic. But they started with one Medina in Glebe, and has now embarked on the world on having another 80 hotels and properties around the world. So we're in Australia, we're in New Zealand, we're in Europe, in Germany, and also growing as we speak, hopefully into Europe a little bit more as well. So the brands I spoke about, we really encompass new brands coming back on as well. So we're opening new brands all around the country and around the world. And we need people. We need people to help us open all of those new brands. In 2013, the Toga Group, which is the Toga part of the TFE, we actually partnered with Far East Hospitality out of Singapore. So when you think about the brands like Rendezvous, that is a brand which has come out of Singapore, and that's how we created the TFE aspect. So Toga still exists. We do a lot of property development. We do a lot of residential buildings as well. And we actually just do a building development for different projects, whether it be shopping centres, whatever it might be. So the TFE is the actual hotel chain of us as well. So with Far East coming on board, we've actually got some brand new brands which we've been able to bring down to Australia as well. First one being Quincy. So Quincy is a new brand which is pretty cool and funky, which has come out of Singapore. We just opened one in Melbourne, and that was one of the brands that we've opened during lockdown as well. So the Quincy just opened, and looking at a few more funky ones to bring down into Australia as well. So we're growing, which is fantastic through this pandemic, through this crazy time as well. Next one, yours to make. So we also have our great professional development programs that we have within, all our hotels and our group. So it doesn't matter if you're starting at an entry level, whether you're in middle management or if you're looking into senior management, there's ways and means that we can actually use our academy program to develop your career. So that can be looking at different departments, working through whether it be 6 months or a year to develop your knowledge across all different departments in the hotels. Or if you want to know where you want to be, if you do want to be the chief engineer, if you do know that you want to be a hotel manager, we can get you onto that path as well to make sure you develop on that side. We've had a great relationship with APSI over almost 3 years now, which has been fantastic. Obviously for a lot of our larger properties like Rendezvous Scarborough with 25 function rooms, we've always got an amazing group of students who are on site, whether it be with pastry or doing their certain ones that it might be. They're always on site, which is great. We've got more than enough space, happy to take more and more people to come through as well, which is great. So for you and your career, it really is yours to make. Find more, that's our little hashtag when it comes to our career side of the business. Very, very simple. If you just put into any search engine TFE careers, it'll take you to our career site. And it'll bring up all the different brands throughout the whole country, not just here, but also New Zealand and further afar, if you like as well. You'll see all the career opportunities there as well. I've got myself and Gwendolyn Ulrich, who's actually the executive chef for TFE. And even though we're based both here in WA, we get a chance to assist with all the opening of the new hotels around the country as well. On the back of that, we've actually placed a lot of our chefs, a lot of our front office team have travelled interstate to develop their careers over there as well. Probably one of the, I guess, funkiest projects we've had over the last few years is working on the Carlisle Hotel, which opened in Brisbane, which is one of our TFE Collections hotel. Ended up picking up Best New Hotel for Australia in 2020, opened in 2019. And we've also just opened Hotel Britomart in Auckland, which is the first full carbon neutral hotel for New Zealand as well. So a great gamut of different hotels that we can look at, and we'll be here all afternoon. Please come over, use your socials, we'll have those there too. Grab a picture with us, grab some food, a little snack. Any questions, come and see us over there. I did that on purpose for a laugh. Thanks guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Another place for some great opportunities, very diverse opportunities in all of these places, so it's not just focused on one industry. So please go and have a look and see what these guys have got to offer. So the next person to come up and have a chat with you is, I need the glasses on. Dun dun dun. Is Elizabeth Fu, International Account Manager, International Partnerships, ECU.
Thank you. Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
Hello everyone, how are we? Okay, as you guys can see that I look quite international and with my accent I sounds international
Just
too.
stand on the other side.
Yep, so thank you. Oops, sorry. I was actually an international student, same as many of you here before. I came to Australia in 2004 and I actually studied at ECU as an international student. Got my job straight away, even before I graduated at ECU. So one of the reasons that I could actually get a job in the uni even before I graduated was really because of the work experience that I had done when I was studying. But I know that many of you guys now are looking for career opportunities, and I know that many of you have already done your practicum practice, which actually is going to help you a lot in terms of job hunt. But as I mentioned that, for you guys, like here, ECU, we are here quite differently from the rest of the partners. We are here to offer you further opportunity in terms of your study and also advancing your career. So basically, once you graduate from the diploma, you might actually want to advance your study into a bachelor degree or even further master degree, either straight after your diploma or after you have worked for a couple of years and then coming back, because you know, as you go further with your career, you will realize that if you want to go up the career ladder or if you want to broaden your network and your skills, you will need to advance your study, regardless whether you're an international student or domestic student. And also at ECU, we are quite well known of mature age students, and if you attend our postgraduate courses, you will find out that a lot of the students at ECU are actually mature age students and who are already managers or business owners in their own career. Now they feel that they really need to recharge themselves. So they come back. That's why for our bachelor's course, it's because of the large number of students, we actually have 27,000 students enrolled at ECU, both, including domestic and international students. So what happened is for our bachelor courses, we have day class and evening class. So if you are working full time, you can still study after day, so you attend our evening class. And with a lot of our postgraduate courses, we actually have evening class available. So for me, what I did is I studied as a full-time student in the beginning, but since I mentioned that before I graduated ECU, I actually got a job. So after that, I actually went back to ECU to study another degree. As I mentioned, that down the track of my career, I felt like now I needed to recharge with a bit further study and more knowledge. So that's why I actually went back as a part-time student doing evening class. So I would finish work at 5, broke up my class at 5:30, and then finish the class. So basically that's a bit background on myself and also ECU. What I would like to show you guys is our location. Next slide, please. Yep. Our location of our campuses. As you guys know, that we actually have a Jonglei campus, Mount Lolly campus, which is very close by to ECU, to APSI, and also a Bunbury campus, which is only 2 hours drive from the city. And you might have already seen it on the ABC News or Channel 9, Channel 7 that ECU is actually launching a city campus, which is very exciting, and that campus is actually within walking distance to APSI. So how exciting that is. I'm going to show you a very short video later on about our city campus. And also, I'm very proud to tell you that actually, when the proposal of our city campus, that was actually an EOI, it's a tender from the federal government. So all universities in WA submitted their EOI, so that will include many other few public universities in WA. ECU was the only university successful in securing that with the federal government, securing that fund with the federal government. That means that ECU is actually going to be the only university that having a campus and located in the CBD. Okay, next slide. Thank you. And as I mentioned that here, I'm gonna talk about, this is our beautiful Zhonglab campus. Currently, our hospitality students or commerce students are actually studying on this campus. And also, we do have social science as well as social work students, and also, so for social science, the course is also delivered on Zhonglab campus. But for social work, that course is actually delivered on our Bunbury campus. I actually work in this building. So as you guys can see that it's a lovely campus, really big campus, and also can we please have the next slide? Thank you. And we have very exciting scholarships available for international students. So if you have actually studied in ATSI, you would be eligible for Australian Alumni Scholarship. As we mentioned here, it's Australian Alumni Scholarship. It's not ECU Alumni Scholarship. That means if you have done your study at APSI and APSI being a partner, pathway partner with ECU, you will be eligible for 20% alumni scholarship, cover the rest of your study. When I'm mentioning full course duration, I'll give you an example. If you've done your diploma of hospitality here at ATSI, and if you want to do your Bachelor of Commerce at ECU, you will get up to 1 year exemption, or some people call it RPL, which is recognized as previous learning, or some people call it advanced study. That means that you will only need to study 2 years at ECU to be able to get your bachelor degree. And I'm sure that getting a bachelor degree will definitely advance your career perspective if you are quite a career-driven person. And also, thank you. And also another, oops, sorry. Thank you. As I mentioned here, another thing that I would like to highlight is this accommodation bursary, which is if you stay on Mount Lawley campus, you actually get 50% fee reduction for renting or living on campus. And also, as I mentioned, that most of our courses are actually, especially hospitality course and social science courses, they are delivered on Zhonglab. We actually have a free shuttle bus commuting between Mount Lawley and Zhonglab. That's why you get 50% fee reduction for accommodation, and also you get a free shuttle bus between Zhonglab and Mount Lawley. This is very ideal. So basically, with the 50% fee reduction, you end up only paying $107, which including utilities actually. So it's way much better than renting from the market. And also what I would like to mention next is actually our work integrated learning, which a lot of people call it internship. So at ECU, we do pay a lot of attention to our student, getting our student job ready, and make sure that you have the best employability. And actually, a couple of our hotel partners here are also partners with ECU. So basically, if you are studying our Bachelor of Commerce, you will actually also, again, have another opportunity for work experience, which means that when you graduate from your bachelor degree, you actually have done 2 years of work experience. That makes you even become more competitive in terms of job hunting. Okay? And I think, can I just show the video of the city about scholarship. If you want to know more about scholarship, feel free to come and visit the ECU stand and grab hold of one of these postcards. And you can scan the QR code here, and it will take you to the scholarship page. Thank you. Okay, I'm not sure whether I'm on mute. Can you please unmute? Okay, the speaker is actually muted. Sorry guys, no worries. Sorry guys. Actually, I just want to let you, the reason that I want the audio to be up is the background music is actually composed by our very own WAPA graduate students, Jonathan Young. He actually, the background music is actually a masterpiece that he composed during the lockdown last year. So it was a really good music. That's why I was like, oh. But you guys can see the blueprint of our city campus, and other business courses, which means commercial courses, are gonna be in this in this city campus. Within walking distance here, from here, is basically gonna be at Yagan Square. So it's very close by, within walking distance for everything, next door to the passport and the train station. So very convenient. It's great for also for employment opportunities too. Feel free to visit our website for the city campus. Just Google, just type in ECU City Campus. It will bring you to the website, and you'll be able to watch this video and listen to the music. It's a really good masterpiece, I have to say. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to come and.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Cheers.
Thank you, Elizabeth. What a supportive environment, learning environment you guys have the opportunity at APSI here and then to ECU. Great pathway. And our final guest speaker presentation for this afternoon, before you get to have a go at some live demonstrations by our supporters here, is Veronica DeBoer. Sorry if I said that wrong. Managing Director of Auscare Group. Just loading up the video again. If you want to look at the ECU video, I'm sure they've probably got it on their Facebook page. I saw it on the news the other day and it looks amazing. So, and in the city, straight off the train into the city, it's great. While we're just waiting for these guys to sort out, so please remember to hashtag StudyPerth, hashtag LotteryWest, and hashtag APSI for social media, please. I know you're all good at that. You're always staring at your phones. We've seen you in class. We have evidence. If you like. It's up to you wherever you're comfortable.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. All right. My name is Veronica DeBoer, my married name, and that's my old name, Veronica Mumira. So I'll tell you a little about myself. I was an international student many years ago. I came to Perth in 2000, millennium, very young, and I thought I'm going to take Perth on my hands. So I went to Notre Dame as an undergraduate, and I completed Notre Dame as a registered nurse, and I decided I wanted to venture into other areas. So I decided to do some neuroscience. I went to go to my first employment in Bentley Hospital as a grad nurse, and I went to Charlie's. I did my neuroscience there. I enjoyed all about the brain and the spine, and I decided I want to do further to advance my career as a nurse. So I ventured into midwifery. So I went to do my undergraduate in Curtin University and become a midwife. I worked in King Eddie for many years, and I decided to have my own children. So, but along the way, I used to work as an agency nurse. You know what agency is? So agency means you work around different hospitals with the different companies. So I ventured into agency, and I thought, why can I venture and become an entrepreneur? And it was very tough, a decision, because being in business and being employed as in the Department of Health to become very complacent, because you get your paycheck every week. So I decided to open Auscare Group in 2009. Do you remember what happened in 2009? There was a big recession, yeah? So they say when there's a recession, you either make it or don't make it. So I did take a risk, and the risk has eventuated into a company. Now it's called Auscare Group. So I'll tell you more about Auscare Group. So we are located along the Shepperton Road in East Victoria Park. I don't know if you guys remember that building when you drive along in East Vic Park, not far from John Hughes, the car yard. So that's where we are. It used to be the old Eveling Training Center. So thanks to Mr. Tony Eveling, a good friend, and he decided to give us that building. So we are there. So I'll tell you about Auscare Group. Oh goodness, I forgot to wear my glasses. Not a good thing. So there we are. We are an ISO 9001 organization. Quality is very paramount. So we undergo a couple of accreditation every year. We have 4 divisions. You can see Auscare is a community arm of Auscare. So we do supply staffing agency to various areas. So we started off as a staffing agency. So we do supply RNs, ENs, carers, support workers, hospitality. So guys, I need you guys. As a student, I want you to apply. So we do supply hospitality staff to different areas in the healthcare sector. So we do send the staff to the aged care sector, to the disability sector, home and community, and some acute care. And we do send to the rural or regional areas. So if you feel like you don't want to stay in Perth, you want a little bit of adventure, come and see us. We have the community part of the business where we have the home care package. We do supply to the over 65 years old clients, so the ones who live in their own homes. We are a Commonwealth Home Support Programs, so we have day centers, we have coaching respite, and we have the home modification. That's one of our area. And we are working with the Department of Vet Affairs, so we have plenty of work in the community. Disability and mental health, we are an NDS provider. So guys, if you feel like working in the disability area or mental health, there's 3 aged care student with disability. We're welcoming you to come and recruit with us. We can send you out in the community to work in the mental health sector, disability, in the community, in group homes, so Auscare can provide that, a variety. And we are an RTO. So APSR is an RTO, and we are the same, but we are more in the healthcare area. So we train the aged care, disability, community service, acute care, and allied health. And we are venturing into the diploma of nursing. So guys, watch your space. So Auscare eventually by next year will be commencing on diploma of nursing. So that's a little bit of us. So guys, if you want to do your first aid training, your manual handling, and other short courses, you're more than welcome to come in and train with us. The agency staff side of things. So we are here to work with APSI students. So there's 3 students of aged care, disability, hospitality students. We're more than happy to recruit you. I know as an international student or a student, you need to earn a little bit of a living even though you're studying. So Auscare, we have a variety, morning, afternoon, evenings, or weekend shift. We can be able to accommodate you with your studies. So that's a little bit of Auscare. Okay? And as a community, we're giving back to overseas. So Auscare is doing some projects in Kenya, because I come from Kenya. So we're giving back to the local in Kenya job opportunity. My husband is a builder, so we're doing some projects in Kenya. So any question for me? Good? All right, let's see me for job opportunity.
Thanks, Veronica. What a really inspiring background career that you've had to share there, and the opportunities that can arise from working with Auscare Group. Great, thanks so much. Okay, here's the exciting part. Ready? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so up next, some next level excitement. Ooh. As the state buildings, and Marriott International have arranged for a mocktail making and live food demonstration. So what we're going to do is the first 3 rows, if you could exit to the right over to the mocktail area, please, just before you go, have some WHS rules and regulations. And then the back 3 rows, if you would like to exit over to the live demonstration on your left-hand side. Just with the WHS, please be mindful of the bollards placed along the demo sections. This is for your safety. You never know what the chefs might throw at you. And you never know, you might get some Mandarin squirted in your eyes, so please keep your distance. And it also allows for better viewing from from the screens. We understand that space is limited, so please just be patient with each other and social distance where you can. Once again, thank you very much for all of the people who have taken out their valuable time today. Please take time to thank everybody, ask lots of questions, take lots of information. Don't forget #StudyPerth, #LotteryWest, #APSI. Thanks for your patience, guys. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
When do I start? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all? All good? Good, thank you. So today I'm going to be demonstrating 2 things from our high tea. Not on yet. Hello. I can scream. Go nice and loud. That's fine. I can speak pretty loud. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. So today I'll be making 2 things from our afternoon tea at the Ritz Carlton. My name is Brian. I work at the Ritz Carlton. I'm the sous chef there. So today I'll be making the apple and custard tart. and also the Sandalwood Nut Shoe pastry as well. So first I'll do the custard tart. So here to make the apple and fig chutney, which goes on top, we've got apples, dried figs, raisins, some sugar, raw sugar, very important. And here we have the spices, apple juice, cinnamon, star anise, cloves, and juniper berries. So first what we want to do is we want to cook down all of the apples, the figs, and the raisins. So just put that in there, just cook it down, sweat it. After that's cooked, then we'll add our apple juice, cider vinegar, and spices to it. So basically we want to cook that for about 10 to 15 minutes until everything is soft, and then we'll add the sugar. After the sugar goes in, make sure the sugar is dissolved and everything is cooked through. After it's all cooked, we'll take out all the spices that we don't need and blend it. Then you finish and have this product. So that's what it's going to look like when it's all completed. Okay, so that's that. And then next we're going to make the custard. This is the cheddar custard, what it looks like when it's completed. So all the ingredients that goes in, pretty much the same as before. We have the cheddar cheese. We use Cambrai Gold Age Cheddar, which is a WA cheese company. And here we have some salt and pepper as well. Some milk. So all we're going to do is just add everything into the pot, bring it to the boil, and let everything dissolve and melt. Also we have 3 egg yolks that goes in. Fortunately, I won't be able to show you and cook it because I don't have much time. A little bit of corn flour just to stabilize it, because this is a very tricky recipe. If you don't stabilize it with the corn flour, it will separate and split because there's quite a lot of fat and butter and richness in it. So we just put the corn flour in there just to stabilize it, and the butter as well in there. So after everything is heated up nicely, you cook out all the cheese and make sure it's dissolved. Then we blend it, and then we'll whip it and put it back on the stove, and then we make the custard slowly until it's nice and thick, and then we'll whisk it very hard just to get it nice and fluffy as well. Okay, so after that's done, then we have that finished product, and that's ready. While these two are done, to assemble it, we have 3 stages. So we have the tart, the custard, the jam, and the diced apple. So this is just fresh diced Granny Smith apples. We cook on the stove with some butter, some cinnamon, a little bit of salt and pepper, okay? And then we have this product. But you don't want to cook it too much, so it's not, you still want a bit of crunch to it when you eat it. So it's a bit crunchy as well in the texture. And we have our tart shells here. So I'll show you how to assemble this before we move on to the shoe. So this is the cheddar custard, nice consistency we have. Just going to pipe a little bit in the bottom. Okay, so after we've done that, then we do our fig and apple chutney on top. Okay, just like that. And after that, to build it, we'll finish off with the apples that we've cooked down. Just a nice amount on it. Okay, so you guys get the idea. We just build that, and then after we're done, Here we have some cinnamon sugar. So it's just cinnamon, a little bit of salt, just a touch, and some sugar. After that, we'll just dust a little bit over the top, just to add a little bit more of a different textural experience as well in that. And then we garnish with just a little bit of micro herb, some shiso, just to add another different complexity to it. Okay, so that's the custard tart for the high tea. All right, now the tricky part. So the Sandalwood Nut Shoe, which this, some of you have already tried it. What do you think? It's good?
It's really good.
Really good? Excellent, that's what I like to hear. So the first step actually is to make the crackling. So the crackling, it translates to cracker, which means this little effect that we have on top of here. It adds a little bit of sweetness as well to it, so it's not quite bland, the shoe itself, because there's not much sugar in the shoe pastry. So this adds a bit of sweetness to it, and it creates that little lattice effect on the top as well. Okay? Because we didn't have much time, I've already prepared it ahead. But what goes in is hazelnut meal, sugar, butter, and then we just roll it down and to make a nice paste. So after that, get it, and it comes out like this. After we've rolled it to about a 2 millimeter thickness, okay, what we do is we take it out quite gently. This you can freeze it down and keep it for months, so it'll last in the freezer. After we've taken it like this, then we put it on top of the shoe before we bake it. Okay, so this is the first step, it's very important. All right, we'll come back to that. So I'll show you first. All right. Yeah, have a taste while, and the tart as well, yeah. While we're making it, you can have a taste of that. Okay, so here we have the milk, butter, and flour, and the eggs we're going to add in later. Okay, so firstly we want to bring the milk and the butter up and melt it. So we want to quickly melt everything down and bring the milk to a boil, or a slight rolling boil, not too hot, because you don't want to remove too much of the milk to evaporate out. So as soon as the milk starts to boil and all the butter is melted, we'll add our flour to it and then quickly whip it and beat it, okay? Just nearly there. Alright, so that's starting to boil, then we quickly add our flour into it, take it off the heat, and then just slowly work it. I don't know if you guys can see it's starting to come together. Okay, want to make sure everything is whipped in there. And after everything is combined, you put it back onto the heat. Okay, this is very important. Want to cook out that flour a little bit. Okay, so to make sure we know that it's ready, it'll form a thin layer of flour and butter on the bottom. So we want to make sure we look out for that. And as soon as that's done, we take it off the heat because it's ready. Slowly coming to come together. So this part doesn't take too long, okay? You don't want to do it for too long. Alright? Okay, now it's all together. So now we take it off the heat. and we add it into a bowl. So after with that, we take it out and we want to cool it down as well. So basically the right temperature we want to get to is we want to get this down to 55 before we add the eggs. Anything hotter, the eggs will cook and it's not going to bake properly. So got a thermometer here. It's sitting at 60 at the moment, so you just want to keep mixing it just to let some air in there and to cool it down a little bit as well. So when you bring it down to 55, and as you add in the eggs, you want to take it down again to about 30 degrees. So 30 degrees is the perfect piping consistency when we're doing this. Okay. All right. Now we're there. Okay. So now to add this, we're going to add the eggs in one at a time. Okay. And then we mix it all together. So you can use a KitchenAid or a RoboCook to make this. So you just want to make sure with every mix all the eggs is incorporated in there. And then you add the next egg. And then same thing, you just keep doing that. So if this is too hot as well, it won't absorb as much eggs. So we want to get more eggs in there so it creates a nice consistency when you bake it, so it's nice and hollow in the middle. If it's not hollow in the middle, it means you didn't cook the flour enough and it's absorbed too much of the eggs and not separated, okay? So we want to make sure we get it to the right consistency. Corners, check my temperature. It's sitting at 43 now, so we want to keep going. Then last egg. Okay. Now when you're doing this, if you notice it's a little bit too thick, you can add a dash of milk, just a little bit of milk and a little bit of fat just to separate it out so it's nice and piping consistency. Alright, we're at 38 degrees, so you just want to keep going for a little while. So, as you can see, it's all come together. All the eggs have absorbed into it, and that's what you're looking for. All right, so a nice consistency. Just wait till, yeah, we're at 35 now, so that's ready to go. All right, we're going to put this into the piping bag, and then we're going to pipe it onto the tray. So when you're piping it on the oven, we try to use these special mats. They have a mesh sort of consistency to it. So when we bake it, all the air and the liquid that's in there, it gets evaporated out. If we don't have this mat and we bake it, the liquid will push up against it and it's going to explode, all right? And we don't want that. So we want the shoe to evaporate the liquid out, and so that way it grows and bakes nice and round. Okay. Okay. Also, when we're piping, we want to give it a little bit of space as well, because when they do bake, they will expand, and you don't want them touching together, and then they'll be ruined. Alright, so now here's that crackling we made earlier. So this is what's going to create a little crack effect on top, okay? So this part, grab this and we put it on top like that. Okay. So this is better to be worked with when it's frozen. Fortunately, we don't have a freezer here, so I'll show you the best way I can. So when it's frozen, it's easier to handle. You can just stick it straight on top, because the butter then it's set and it's not going. So you do all of that, and then we're going to bake it at so you want to preheat your oven to 200 degrees, but we bake it at 180 for about 15 minutes, and then turn the temperature down. So what's going to happen is when they bake it at 180, it's going to expand very quickly and it's going to start to color. But inside it's still going to be raw. So you want to bring the temperature down, but you don't want to color it too much. So you bring the temperature down to 160 and bake for a further 7 to 8 minutes. So a total of 25 minutes for this product, okay? So after you bake it, it turns out like this. Okay? So you see the crackling on the top creates that little effect on top, okay? So that's why we have that. And also, eating shoe by itself, it's quite bland. There's no flavor at all. So the crackling adds a bit of sweetness to it, so it's not too bland, okay? Right. That. And lastly, we'll make the filling in there, okay? Are we done? Do I still have my time? Oh yeah. Last thing. So the filling, which is the Sandalwood Nut Cream. Does anyone know what sandalwood nuts are? Sandalwood nuts are very indigenous to WA. Okay, so we've worked with local farmers to be sourced for us. So we have our sandalwood nut paste in here, white chocolate, and gelatin mass. So gelatin mass is just plain gelatin sheets. We hydrate, bring it to the boil, melt it, and then make it into a block and then cut it up. So it's easier to work with when we need it further days. Rather than blooming in the gelatin every single time, you just have the mass ready to go. And we try not to use sugar as well, because sugar is just sugar. You know, it doesn't add any texture or no flavor to it. So we tend to use white chocolate because it adds a bit more richness to it as well, rather than just sugar. And here we have cream and the sandalwood nut and hazelnut flavoring. So we boil the hazelnut, the sandalwood nut, and some milk, and then we extract the flavor from that by blending it and then straining it. So that's just the pure liquid of hazelnut and sandalwood nut that we have in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the stove, boil it all together, blend it, and let it set. So we let it set overnight, and then it's ready to go. So I'll show you that. And there you have it. It comes out like this. So this is the product after it's set and ready to go. Alright. So what we'll do is we're going to whip it up. I mean, I don't have a bowl at the moment. So what I might do is I'll tell you that I whipped it up. Okay. So we whip it up, get it to a nice consistency, but you don't want to over whip it. It will split because there's quite a lot of fat in it. And there's a very high fat content. So you don't want to over whip it. And it just goes back to butter. And that's what you want. I have to whip this up. Can I borrow a pot? I'll borrow a pot to whip this up. So I brought a nice beater. I'll do this really quickly. So whip it up. So that's the consistency we're looking for. Just stiff peaks, okay? You don't want it too whipped, otherwise, like I said, it's got a high fat content, it will turn back to butter. Put some in there. Now we're gonna assemble it, okay? We're gonna build it up. So here we just have a simple salted caramel recipe mix, right? So to assemble, we're going to put a little bit of salted caramel on the bottom, so it helps hold our shoe. This one's breaking. Grab another. So it holds our shoe there, okay? Okay. So first, on the bottom, just a little bit of the salted caramel. And then we pipe our Sandalwood Nut Cream and hazelnut cream just around. About 3 times, okay? And then to cover, just on top like that, okay? And with the other ones, we garnish with just a little bit of sandalwood nut on top, okay? Yep. And there we have it, guys, okay? Thank you. All right. Paulo, go for you. Yeah, please, guys, if you're ready, just have a try of everything, okay? And then just let us know what you think.
We still have a tray here.
Still Lots and lots. Look like that.
I'll leave it near it. We'll hand these out when they're when you go.
Go nuts, Barlow. Give him hell.
Big booming voice, Paolo.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Chef. How are you?
Yeah, we're
That's for me. Thank you. How did it go? Good? Well, no, I said. That's always a good thing.
That's good.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So Lily, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna quickly go talk to a few of the
Of course.
top people.
Oh, stay here. Do you want to stay here?
Just a few minutes.
Do that? Do I get a bigger cock up?
Yeah. Grab yourself one.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
How dare you?
Massage. Combine all together. Squeeze our feet. With our finger, we go from the bottom to the top and we push down to the top side of the hand. Let's incorporate everything together. If you think there is a too wet,
One of our alternative menu items.
Very nice. How are you? All right?
And a shoe pastry. Oh, wow. Yeah.
can see that, it's right. You pipe the tarts and now you're making up
You keep you well?
It's a very busy time of the, for us as well in HR.
I'm okay for now, thank you.
You gotta get rid of them. They go back to the kitchens. These are really they're not sweet. Cream something, cream cheese.
Cream free, maybe. Not yet, I don't think. About to. Oh, you can take it. It's alright. We can refill it.
Have you tried?
I just did.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Do you have any tarts you want? Please do give me plenty.
Yeah, give me
Must be trays there.
What's the thing up?
They're really nice.
I know to get the discount.
Custard, you want some tomatoes and some basil. So really nice. Just very flat bar.
Huh?
No, yeah, not many people.
No. Somebody asked me to come because I was watching the chef right now and she said, go to the bar, go to the bar.
Yeah, we should have all these people.
I think the Italian chef is quite handsome, so all the girls want to be at that end, which
Also, just watching people work with that kind of dough is just always impressive.
yeah.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
I'm not sure what's happening. Am I going? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, I'm Kat. I work at Longsham, which is the Thai restaurant part of the State Buildings. I'll show you how to do a Mandarin Spritz. So we use the Lyre's Dry London Spirits. This is essentially a non-alcoholic gin. So we use 30 mils of that one.
Is that like a gin that's had the alcohol extracted?
Yeah.
So it's been...
So they don't make it the same as a gin. They distill water and add the flavors through that way. And then we have the Mandarin sherbet. So we juice mandarins and add sugar, and then you get this. We add 30 mils of this as well. And then 20 mils of lime juice. Then 120 of soda water. Okay, and then I'll just add some ice. Give that a little bit of a stir to make sure everything is mixed properly. And then we top that off with a kaffir lime leaf. There we go.
Have you tried it already? Do you know what?
Yeah, there's little ones if everyone wants to try it.
Don't be shy. Thank you. Another one. That's in Perth. That's okay. It's hard. It's not. Can I have one without? I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're with me.
Oh, sorry. No, we have another one. Yes.
All good.
Here we go. Do you want another one? Yes. Yes. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, so it works really well if you just switch it out with gin as well. So it's actually, I haven't tried it as a gin and tonic, but even just the Lyre's, it's got all those gin flavours, but it's just missing all of the burn. So it's still got all the juniper and like coriander root and everything in it. Yeah,
Just curious.
a little glass.
I know it's all very trendy.
Yeah, yeah. What's a non-alcoholic gin?
I'm not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, it's in there? Yeah. So it's got all the flavours, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how they make it. You'll have to ask Liz about that. But yeah, my guess would be it's just like they essentially like distill water and just add all those flavours into it. That would be my guess. Yeah.
Some of them are still aged and
Yeah. Yeah. Not sure. Like some of the non-alcoholic stuff coming out these days though is like very impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Brava!
Do I need to do another one for everyone else that's over there? Or?
Bene. I need to score.
Oh, right. Okay, that's wise.
Yeah, the soda water's not a problem. It's open. As in like, it's not a problem. We can just throw that out. We don't use it. Soda water.
always serve our cocktail face up. You can have each other. You can have this one.
Thank you.
That's what you wanted, didn't you? Yeah, I'm going to give it to my
Like I say, the pasta is always up to the guy who make it. I don't want to hit it. Right? So if you make a soup, you can do everything you want. You can make Mandarin cream, you can make tomato soup. Depends on the feeling, you know.
Are you guys planning to visit?
Of course. I'm Paulo. Paulo. Good. Thank you. Everyone got it? Just leave on the side and keep going with my demonstration. Okay? Right now, I want to introduce you to cannoli. It's the common famous Italian dessert. I will show you how to get the shell and the filling. Okay? We got our dough. The dough is actually made. You want to twist?
I'll give that a run.
No, we're talking about pasta.
She's very connected in this. Now she's on
You can have it, guys. You can just come here, enjoy, take your spike. Fishy one. Yeah. Good. Right. Our cannoli dough is made with 00 flour. Is lemon zest, orange zest, cinnamon powder, and vanilla. We mix all the dry together, and then after we add the masala, or the liquid masala, white wine vinegar, and the white wine. We put it in the processor until they make our dough. For the ricotta filling is actually the base of our cannolo. Is fresh ricotta. We mix together with the icing sugar and the chocolate chips. Or you can use pistachio, you can use strawberry, you can use everything you want. So the process for the cannoli is pretty much the same for the pasta. So we cut the pieces that we needed. We roll it. The difference is we deep fry it. We don't put in a boiling water. So we cut the pieces of the dough that we needed. We lift, put it in the machine. Alright. This one is a bit different because it can be a bit sticky. So we add a touch of flour. Okay? Like before we drop the number for the thickness that we needed. Oh. Yeah, we put the mixture of the this one, not to be too thick, otherwise especially when we fry.
You know I love my coffee meal. Pasta?
So after that, we got our rings. And this is very important, we cannot, without this, we cannot do that. So we cut our rings, we take like Sprite oil, or normal vegetable oil, around, got our disc like that, pull the roll in the middle, combine the both, push a bit like that. When we got our oil around 170, 175, you can put it in slowly. No one on top of the other, otherwise they stick together. So I suggest always 2-3 times, 2-3 of cannoli at a time. And when they start to puff and bubbly, like the recipe that we got in front of you, let them cool. Slowly, we take out the roller from there. When they are cold, with our filling, from the both ends, we start to pack it in. Okay? And then, of course, when it's done, you can put the both ends in a chocolate, in a pistachio. Thank you. Everything you want. Okay? Just enjoy the result. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. If some of you got any question about it, open to discuss. All right? Thank you.
That's good, huh?
Do you guys
And I reduced Jew as well. Those is different, 30 portion, 170, the portion from person. Anyway, yeah, it's good.
Time to take care of it, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Roxana. It was a pleasure for me to be here. Very pleasure. Thank you. So sweet.
Not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm expecting down there.
Yeah. Good true. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Take a photo.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
yummy.
We have a couple more if you wanna. Or you feel food already.
Go exercise for a bit and come back and chill out. Yeah, dance a bit.
Thank you everyone, it was amazing. So much.
Come on, don't be.
There you go. Take some.
This is our honeymoon.
You've got to eat all this food before we go, mate. Otherwise the train Otherwise it just gets thrown out.
I was thinking, I don't know, clean film. You don't want to drop everything
You don't have
in
cling
your
film.
backup car.
Oh, we didn't think of cling film, that's right. And you're not going to... Is there any... Brian, is there anything at the back? Or are you checking?
Thank you.
Otherwise, if not,